Hey everyone, it's Dr. Blakeney, and today we're going to talk about the JFK assassination. President Kennedy was elected in 1960, and by 1963 he's already starting to think about his next election. And things aren't going very well in Texas, even though his vice president, Lyndon Johnson, is from Texas. In short, the Democrats in Texas are divided between more conservative and more liberal Democrats. So he's down there, he's doing a 5-city tour to try to drum up some support, get some money in his campaign chest for the next election. And he, for the first time in a while, was traveling with his wife, Jacqueline Kennedy. They had their child, Patrick, had died just recently in August of 1963. This is November, so just a couple of months later. He's also traveling with Vice President Johnson, his wife, Lady Bird Johnson, and the governor of Texas, who's a Democrat, whose name is Connally. So we've set the scene, and now let's see what happened. So it's now November 22nd, about 11:50 in the morning in Dallas, and the president and this convoy, including the vice president and others, is going to drive from Love Field through Dallas to the Dallas Trade Mart, where the president is going to be attending a luncheon with different business leaders and people in Dallas. As he's been known to do, he asks the Secret Service to remove the bubble top from his convertible limousine, and he starts to navigate his way through Dallas, of course, with the driver and all that. And so as he's making the turn and he's going to by the Texas School Book Depository, Lee Harvey Oswald, who's on the 6th floor, shoots him, and 4 shots are fired. The president takes a 1 bullet to the head, 1 to his lower neck, and Connally, the governor, also is injured in the process as during all of these events. So at 12:36, he arrives at Parkland Hospital. He is 12 or more doctors look at him, and by 1 o'clock he's been given his last rites. And because he's Catholic, and so a priest gives him his last rites, he's officially announced that he is dead at 1 o'clock. That is the moment that President Johnson becomes president. He would do the oath on Air Force One about a half hour later, but he becomes president immediately. So at the time, this is 1963, there's no federal laws against killing a president, even though 4 presidents by this point have been assassinated. And so it goes down to the local jurisdiction, the Dallas police, and they want to do an autopsy, but President Johnson and the people that surround him are saying, no way, we're not going to do that. We need to get back to Washington, D.C. as soon as possible. Well, Jacqueline Kennedy won't go without her husband, who's dead, but she says, I'm not leaving Dallas without him. President Johnson wants Jacqueline Kennedy, so they forcibly remove President Kennedy, his body, and they bring it aboard Air Force One. The president is given the oath of office by a female district judge, and we move to the next phase of the assassination. So almost immediately after the shooting, 5 witnesses say they saw a rifle in the Texas School Book Depository. So they focus their attention there, and at 12:32, Oswald is on the 2nd floor. He is an employee. They check his name off a list, and there we go. At 1:03, they realize that he's not there. He's missing, and by 1:22 or 1:23, they realize that somebody has rearranged boxes on the 6th floor. Oswald is missing. They find a rifle, some shells, so they're pretty sure they're on the right track. in the meantime, when Oswald left, he killed a patrolman named Tippit, and that would eventually lead to his arrest in the Texas Theater at 1:50. So at 1:50, Oswald's been arrested for the murder of Tippit, and they quickly find out that he is the most likely suspect to have killed Kennedy. And so this is November 22nd, 1:50. Here's where we are. Now, to give you a little background on Oswald, he was he was raised in New Orleans, and in 1959 he defected from the United States and went to the USSR, Russia. He lived there for a couple years, married a woman named Marina, and then in 1962 he is back in the United States. He tried to kill a sergeant or a general in the military. He admitted to his wife, but nothing that actually didn't occur. And so he kills the president on November 22nd. And here's where everything gets crazy, because on November 24th, Oswald he has been talking to the media. We'll show a picture of that here. And then he's in the basement. He's being transferred from one jail to another. And Jack Ruby, this guy with a hot temper, he has some links to organized crime. He ends up killing Lee Harvey Oswald, who hasn't had any representation from a lawyer yet, even though he's been offered it. And so we have this commission that is set up on November 29th by President Johnson. It's led by the Supreme Court Chief Justice Warren, and it's called the Warren Commission. And the next year, in 1964, they release a report that says that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, and from 1966 until 1978, there would be 4 other investigations, and they found that the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service all withheld information, and some of the reports said different things, but they basically all came to the conclusion by 1978 that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. In 1975, they had this man named Zapruder. He has a film that's been used, and that comes out to the public. A little bit more about the media involved in this. There were 2,100 reporters that were reporting on this. People spent an average of 32 hours watching coverage on this on the news. It was the first time that the regular programming was interrupted by breaking news. It was also the first time a murder had been witnessed on TV when Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey Oswald. That was the first time that people had seen a live murder. And over time, a few years after this, 80% of people believe there was some type of conspiracy. The most recent poll that I found was 2013. A Gallup poll said that about 61% of Americans believe that there is a conspiracy behind this. I can say from my own personal perspective, when I went through the tour, I started by thinking it was pretty much the way it had been said, and Lee Harvey Oswald was the only one. But then walking out of there, I definitely felt like maybe other shenanigans were up, and I don't know what happened, but I'm not sure it was just Lee Harvey Oswald acting by himself. So there we have it. That is a quick synopsis of the JFK assassination. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the classroom soon. Take care. Bye-bye.